In May, it was like there was 1,600 hate crimes reported, but now that number is at like 2,600. It just keeps going up. It felt like there was like a level of bullying happening with the whole COVID-19 and Kung Flu. People were emboldened to be this way towards the Asian American community. It just became clear to me that things needed to be spoken up about. It was up to us to take part in the conversation of what it means to be an American by saying, hey, you know, you can't do this. When we went into lockdown, I wasn't too surprised, but I have been surprised at how long it's been going on. Like, no one expected this to go on for as long as it's been and as long as it's projected to go on, for sure. Self-care is super important, even not in COVID times. If it's going for a walk in the park, if it's that workout, it's spending time with an animal. Sometimes I just have to sing for myself and play the guitar, you know, singing, dancing, whatever it is you do, painting, writing, make sure you do that thing. My name is Diane Phelan. I am a Broadway performer and TV performer. I was born and raised expat in Taipei, and I came to America when I was 9. I'm one of the founders of the hashtag campaign Racism is a Virus. I had a really, really busy year last year, and I was just getting ready to audition and try to be part of other new projects. You know, I had a feeling something was coming. I had been really watching the news. I have a friend in China who was starting to reach out and talk about it. I guess through February. No one really knew too much in January, but through February, you know, I was like, something's happening. So back in March, when we heard about a bunch of different hate crimes happening towards the Asian American community, I was speaking with a friend and she said, wow, isn't it crappy that this stuff is happening? Instead of being like, yeah, that really sucks, and then changing the subject, I was like, we should do something. I wasn't even thinking like, oh, I gotta be an activist now. Like, racists are targeting Asian grandmothers. They're trying to set them on fire, they're pushing them in front of trains. This wasn't the time to be stoic. This wasn't the time to just, you know, like with honor, let it pass. I imagined what it would be like if we had Asians and Asian Americans speaking out about it. We figured, okay, if it doesn't catch on, then it's not something that's needed, but if it is, then it is something that's needed, and so we would follow it through. And we were surprised by the amount of people that flooded the internet with their voices and what it's done to culture right now. We're all kind of in this like tug of war and the pull for like, who are we gonna be in the next years moving forward? And it's exciting to have our voices be part of it and to see Asians and Asian Americans really stepping up and saying, hey, this is what things have been like in the past and this is what we want to see in the future. We had to look at a few things about ourselves. The anti-Blackness in the Asian American communities, as well as the fact that we don't always speak up about things, even the things that happen to us, and the fact that we hadn't come out to the polls. And now there's a huge campaign. You see it all over social media. You see it amongst your inner circles. Everyone is like, no matter who you are, voting is important. So it's been exciting to see all of that happen. We had been doing this work with Racism is a Virus for a couple of months, and the phrase unapologetically Asian kept coming up for us. Like it just was like grabbed my consciousness and wouldn't let go. And I was like, well, what does that mean? What if we introduce this to people? What is this? What would this do? It became a way for us to celebrate Asian American culture and to bring pride in Asian American culture in a place where previously it felt shameful. A lot of people came up to us and said, oh, you know, previously I felt a lot of shame being Asian American, and that was just like a horrible place to live. We get letters all the time with people saying, hey, thank you for creating space for this. This makes me want to create and go out and do something else too. And I said, that's great. That's what we want, is for people to be empowered and to speak up. And with Unapologetically Asian, I believe there is a beautiful shift in culture of what it means to be Asian and American. And I am excited to see where that goes. There's just a beautiful flourishing of pride and art that's being created, activism. It's a really beautiful thing, and I think that can continue on. Once the ball started rolling there, especially with Racism is a Virus, that took over my entire life and became really my full-time job, and a lot of my creativity went towards that project and Unapologetically Asian. You know, in terms of have I missed creating, not as much. I keep saying that the place where activism comes from is the same energy center as it is for your art. There's so much going on right now. It does seem pretty impossible, but life is meant to go on. It is going to be okay. We have to just keep hanging on. It's so important for all of us to do a gear shift and remember how to do things with love, because there's been so much pain, so much uncertainty, a lot of hate, a lot of inflammation happening in America, and it's up to us as individuals to reconnect with our own hearts and to look at other human beings, no matter who they are, with compassion and empathy, even though it might feel like it's the hardest thing to do, but we have to come back to ourselves first before we see it anywhere else. The journey is long, and have faith that what you're looking at right now is not the full picture.